Hey folks, Chris here with the Crabapple Cottage. Today I'm going to show you how we make our raised garden beds. They're super easy. You can get them done basically with an electric screwdriver or drill. So very little skills. I do have my brother help me with these because he has better hand strength for driving the wood screws into the boards, but I will show you that process. So I basically go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I buy a board that measures 2 inches thick by 12 inches wide by 12 feet long. And I have the worker at Home Depot or Lowe's cut the board. I have them cut it a 4-foot section off of each board. So each box is made with two 12-foot boards that have had a 4-foot section cut off of the end. So the 4-foot sections become the ends of my bed, and then the remaining 8-foot sections become the sides. So it's a simple cut, and they will usually cut the boards for you for free. Last time I went, Lowe's actually gave me 2 cuts for free, and then they charged me 50 cents a cut after that. But if you don't have the tools to cut a board of that size, then 50 cents is no big deal. So anyways, they cut the board, so I have 2 4-foot boards and 2 8-foot boards, and then I get a 2x4, and I have them cut the 2x4 in 1-foot long segments. So that's what I use in the corners to brace it. So my brother helps me build these because he has a stronger grip than I do, and he has better tools. So basically we just drill the short boards into the ends of the 8-foot boards, and then he goes back in and puts a 12-inch 2x4 piece in each corner and then drills additional screws in there to stabilize it. Sometimes when they cut the boards, they're a little wonky. They're not perfectly cut, whereas if you had done it at home, you could have gotten much more precise. But for our purposes, it does just fine. These little 12-inch 2x4s this time she cut them really weird. She cut like she gave me an extra 1/8 of an inch on each board to account for the saw, and they ended up being longer than they should have been, but whatever. They work. We just flipped the bed over so that the little sections that were sticking up above the raised bed are now down in the ground. So we just build the beds over on a flat surface. We actually do it in the driveway to make sure that they're as flat as they can be. Then we haul it over here. It's pretty heavy, but 2 or 3 people can do it. Lay the beds down. I put 3 feet of space between my beds on the long side, and then I put 4 feet of space between my beds here, going down the aisles. And the reason I originally did that was when I put my first 2 beds in up front, I didn't have wood chips, I had grass, and I wanted to give some room for lawnmower to go between the beds. At the time, my dad, I didn't have a lawnmower. My dad was helping me out by letting me borrow his lawnmower. It was a riding lawnmower, and it needed to be pretty wide to accommodate the lawnmower. So then what I ended up finding out was that it still wasn't wide enough. 4 feet was still not wide enough for the lawnmower, so we got a lot of grass in between the beds that was pretty much hard. I mean, unless you were doing like a weed whacker, it was hard to keep the grass down. So that's when I first decided to do the wood chips, the cardboard and the wood chips between the beds, because I was trying to eliminate the need to mow around all the beds because I find that annoying. I find grass in general kind of annoying. So this one is in place. We're going to go ahead and finish building the other 2 beds. I'm just doing 3 beds right now simply because I only had money for 3 beds. And then I have a little bit of soil over here that I will use to fill in. You could also, I'm actually picking up some of these larger pieces of branches and stuff. I'm throwing those in the beds. If you have any sort of fill material, soil or branches, something like that, you could put that in the bottom of your bed to fill it up. I will probably get a load of topsoil delivered from a local company to fill up my beds. I have 3 beds coming in today, so that's about 3 to 4 cubic yards of soil. And then I will amend that soil with cow manure from my friend's farm. So that's what we got going on. We're going to get these other 2 beds built. I'm actually going to so I would put normally the 2 beds right there so that they're in line with this one, but I really want this other bed right here put in because I need to put in my Egyptian walking onions, and that's where I want them to be because they're a perennial and I want them kind of at the back of the garden so I don't have to really worry about them since it's not something that I'm going to be planting and replanting every year. So the bed we just put in is going to be another bed of strawberries. So the bed right behind it is strawberries. So this bed is going to be a second bed of strawberries, and then behind that are going to be the Egyptian walking onions. So that's going to be going there, and then we'll put the third bed there. And then next time I get paid, hopefully we can build 3 more beds.